never intervened for anybody else who was enslaved, but intervened for them. This is the story behind that as well, the same idea. He could have softened Pharaoh's heart and had him let the children of Israel go so that there was no bloodshed. No. According to that bullshit story, Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he wouldn't let Israel go. So Yahweh had an excuse to get pissed off at him so he could send the plagues and kill thousands and thousands and thousands of Egyptians, all because the king wouldn't let the children of Israel go. And he couldn't let them go because Yahweh hardened his heart in the first place. Jesus Christ Almighty. So you come to this story, you got the same thing. Yahweh hardened these kings' hearts so he had an excuse to kill them.
Sunday night on the
Praise Yahweh, everybody. Praise Yahweh. We'll be right back.
Are you a chump?
All right, everybody, welcome back. Going on to our next mass killing here, the story of Anakim. More giant killings in Joshua chapter 11. Not much spectacular went on here, except that Yahweh got rid of some more giants, we're told. But one has to wonder if these giants were so evil, then why did he create them in the first place? I guess he created them to have something to kill. Or if he wanted them out of the way, why did he have to do so through his chosen ones? Why not just zap them with lightning? We've seen him do it before. Why not just zap them with lightning and not involve the Israelites at all? I guess he wanted them to share in the pleasure of bloodshed. He liked it so much. He wanted his chosen ones. But don't forget, if his chosen ones pissed him off and didn't do what he said, i.e., didn't kill for him as many people as he wanted killed that day, well, then he'd kill them too. That's what a loving God does. Anyway, here's another story. The Lord, i.e., asshole in the sky, delivered the Canaanites and Perizzites into Israel's hand. Judges chapter 1, resulting in about 10,000 deaths. In this story, after Joshua died, the Israelites wondered, who was going to lead them on killing sprees in the wake of Joshua's death. So they inquired of Yahweh what they were going to do now. How are we going to kill without this great leader that you gave us, Yahweh? Yahweh then told them not to worry, because he had already chosen the tribe of Judah to kill the Canaanites and steal their land, according to verse 2. Next followed the slaughter of tens of thousands of Canaanites and Perizzites. Perizzites. Kind of sounds like parasites. Who are the real parasites here? Anyway, at one point the Israelites captured King Adonibezek, whatever, and cut off his thumbs and big toes, we're told, in verse 6. Oh yeah, that's real nice. Then this king was brought to Jerusalem, where he later died, verse 7. Such great stories, again, for all the kids in Sunday school class. Cut off their thumbs, cut off their eye. How is this not morally degrading? How is this not a mind screw job for young kids to be exposed to this kind of bullshit? Pray tell. I mean, serious. How is this any preferable to the bullshit in Hollywood, coming from the same tribe, I might add? Once again, the message of the Bible is to get you to become desensitized into accepting mass killings, to accepting stealing, and any other kind of evil you can imagine. To get you to think that these things are acceptable in certain circumstances. It's the old Jewish supremacist message of moral relativism. That's all it is. It's their dogma of moral relativism, which Bible believers claim to hate and think that their book doesn't teach it. Of course it does. It's on every page. The Jerusalem massacre is the next one we'll look at. This is Judges chapter 1. This story is told in only one verse, actually, chapter 1, verse 8, which says, "Now the children of Judah had fought against Jerusalem, and had taken it, and smitten it with the edge of the sword, and set the city on fire." That's interesting. Go back in the Oracle archives there. Which pretty much, I think, as of now, are either already are taken down or will be in the next few days. But I'll keep you posted. I have somebody working on salvaging those archives and posting them up on YouTube. There's already bits and pieces here and there that are posted, but the entire archive is going to be available. I'll let you know what channel that's at, so you can check it out when it's completed. Anyway, the context of this passage makes it clear that Yahweh was behind this deed, since he personally appointed Judah to be Israel's official military machine, as we saw a moment ago. If this burning... but anyway, the reason I mentioned the Oracle Archives is I did a whole show on our little Jewish supremacist friends burning cities down through the centuries. They got the inspiration for that from passages like this. Anyway, if this burning of Jerusalem wasn't Yahweh's will, then again, why would he have appointed Judah to hold this position, seeing that he supposedly could see into the future? So Yahweh was definitely behind this as well. It doesn't say that directly, but by implication, obviously Yahweh was behind this slaughtering of and burning of Jerusalem as well. Then there's this story, 5 massacres, a wedding, and some God-proof iron chariots. Get a load of this one. This is also from Judges chapter 1, verses 9 to 25. This account contains a myriad of killings in this particular passage. Anyway, after the Jerusalem massacre that we just read about, the children of Judah went on a Yahweh-assisted killing spree, wiping out a bunch of kingdoms, quote, with the edge of the sword. There were at least 5 cities wiped out in this rampage, we're told. And there would have been a lot more, except for those cursed Yahweh-proof chariots. Get a load of this. In Judges 1:19 we read, "The Lord was with Judah, and he drove out the inhabitants of the mountain, but could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, because they had chariots of iron." Can you friggin' believe this horse shit? It actually says that. The great Yahweh couldn't defeat those in the valley because they had chariots of iron. Those iron chariots were just too much for the Almighty. What a crock of shit. This book can't even get its friggin' story straight. It wants us to believe he's almighty. He can do anything, but he can't stand up to these iron chariots. Unbelievable. With all of Yahweh's divine power and magic, he was just no match for those damn cursed iron chariots. What a crock of shit. Show that to your Bible-believing friends. What happened to Yahweh's almighty power there? Anyway. But, take advantage of passages like this. Have some fun. The next story, the Lord delivers Chushan Rishathaim. The story is recorded in Judges 3. In the story, Yahweh was peeved with Israel for ignoring him in favor of other gods. This goes on all the time in the Bible, so Yahweh throws temper tantrums. Anyway, thus Yahweh sold the Israelites into slavery, we're told. Notice the pattern here, because the next several stories we're going to look at, the next several mass killing stories, follow this same pattern. The authors of these particular stories, or author or whatever, must have gotten, must have run out of material. Just like in Hollywood, a lot of times they'll push movies out that have the same recurring theme. They just change the names and the places, but it's the same basic theme. You can tell the writers are starting to run out of new ideas. So that's what was going on here. You're going to see this same pattern repeat. The Israelites turn to worshiping idols, and then Yahweh gets pissed off, and then he sells them into slavery. Anyway, so here we see he sells them into slavery. And then this unpronounceable frickin' name here, Chusham Rishathaim, was the happy buyer, we're told. He bought the Israelites into slavery. Judges 3, verse 8. Then we're told that the Israelites became his slaves for 8 years. But then, we're told, the Israelites cried out in unison to Yahweh, and he thus raised up Othniel, who was the first judge of Israel. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Othniel, and he went out to war. Verse 10, when the Spirit of the Lord comes upon you, watch out, you're going on a killing spree. He went to war, of course, with the guy that Yahweh sold the Israelites to in slavery. The very guy that Yahweh delivered the Israelites over to. Remember this pattern. You're going to see it repeated over and over and over. Yahweh gets pissed at Israel because they worship idols. He sells them into slavery. And then later, when Yahweh calls out, when the Israelites call out to Yahweh for help to deliver them from that slavery, Yahweh raises someone up and kills the very person and all of his constituents, kills them all for enslaving his people when he set the whole thing up in the first place. Do you see this pattern? Over and over this happens in the Old Testament. Yahweh sets people up and then kills them.